How you doing? I'm just building sandcastles, as you can see. It's actually a wall system. I'm trying to block out the waves from that area. I've got a little river area there, but the tide's going out, so it's not as exciting anymore. But Mr. Michael asked me a question yesterday. What creates waves? And it's a good question. He thought it may have something to do with the moon or something like that. But in actual fact, if you look at my little pond here, you'll see there's no waves. It's just a flat pond because there's not much wind around here. But out in the open ocean, you got bigger waves. You got some smaller waves on top of bigger waves. And what causes them? Well, the answer is kind of simple. If you put your hand up in the air, you will feel the wind. But the wind, you can feel it at different speeds. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes it's slow. Now, if you imagine this pond just here, you get little ripples on it. Because if you get a gust of wind on it, so the wind comes whoosh, down fast, it pushes the surface of the water and it actually creates a little wave. You can actually do this at home, fill up the sink with water or make a puddle, and you just blow on it and it creates little waves. And what that does is then you've got a little wave, just a little one, and then the wind can come up behind it and then push it. And it actually makes the wave bigger and bigger and bigger. You may have seen on TV that there are some places that have huge waves, like the size of buildings. Now the reason they're so big is because the ocean is so big. So if you have a constant wind and a big oceans, the wave can just get bigger and bigger and bigger. The reason they're not very big here is way down there is Malaysia. Not too far, it's about an hour's flight away. And also the wind is going that way, so it's blowing the waves that way. So that's why it's not very wavy here today, because all the waves are getting bigger that way, and then they just crash into Malaysia. So I hope that gave you some insight into why waves are formed, and how this relates to sea level rise is it's predicted to get stormier in the tropics. We're in the tropics now. It means it's warm and you get hot air rising and it forms these clouds up here. Now what that also causes is a lot more wind. And if you have more wind, you're going to get bigger waves. So if you think of Cambodia here, bigger waves coming in, the ocean's already slightly higher, and with the air rising, it's also going to allow the water to rise slightly. It's going to cause all this water to come rushing in to all these buildings here. And poor Mr. Michael, he's going to have to move inland or go on the roof.
Hammock's quite good. It's quite high up.
Yeah, he's too relaxed. So, I hope you can tell me how sea level rise will affect humans now. If anyone's able to find some countries that are very low lying, it'll be interesting to see what those countries are actually doing to stop sea level rise. Because I did a course at university, and sea walls to block out the ocean costs a lot of money, and it doesn't actually work that well. There are not many ways you can actually stop the ocean from coming inland. So that's a big problem that scientists today are trying to solve. So, thank you. Goodbye.